LSU in possession in their road purples, home whites for Ole Miss.
Ole Miss in their man-to-man defense. They will be more of a softer cover.
On the drive and a foul. We'll get Flau'jae Johnson to the free throw line. This is the team that gets to the charity stripe more than anybody else in the country.
And when I say softer cover, that's exactly what I'm talking about with Flau'jae Johnson off the bounce. You have to force LSU to the perimeter and make them make shots. You got to take something away from them. They're too good off the bounce and getting to the free throw line.
They are the 2023 national champs for Kim Mulkey. It was her fourth as a head coach, now in her third season here at LSU. She has gotten to 700 wins faster than any coach in men's or women's college basketball.
It is an incredibly decorated playing and coaching career with her 4 national championships. Unprecedented, actually, what she's been able to do, and certainly what she's been able to bring to LSU.
Second place in the SEC the last couple of seasons behind South Carolina. Their matchup looms large in a few weeks as you check out the starting 5 for Ole Miss. They have good length, Debbie. They have some size advantages on the perimeter.
That's where their advantage is in trying to take advantage of a smaller backcourt for LSU. And then you have to stay with them on the glass, because this is where Angel Reese gets 48% of her scoring on the offensive glass. The other 30% comes from her post-up game. Then, of course, nobody gets to the free throw line more.
6 times in her career as they force the turnover. Angel Reese has had a 20-20 performance. She had one against Ole Miss last year, so Yolette McPhee-McCune knows all about it and what it's going to take now in her 6th season at Ole Miss. Their breakthrough performance was last year in the NCAA tournament, a shocking win over one of the top seeds, Stanford, to advance to the Sweet 16.
Coach Yo has taken one more step every year. Through 21, it was the WNIT finals. Then it was the first round of the NCAA. Last year, the Sweet 16, and their motto is next. What are they going to do next? Starts right here today.
Huge opportunity for them. They've had good teams here in the past at Ole Miss, but just 3 times in the last 25 years, they have beaten a top 10 SEC opponent, and a chance here to do it today.
This is situational offense here, Beth. Baseline out of bounds where you have to execute. You've got to get points per possession in those situations.
And in their careers.
The other thing is, can Ole Miss not only stay on the glass, but keep LSU out of transition? And you have to shadow them up the floor. You've got to make them decision-make all 94 feet.
Johnson fouled on the drive. The reach in on Snetta Collins, a senior from Brookhaven, Mississippi. So a couple of early fouls already on Ole Miss.
I mean, they were tailgating the LSU fans before the game. Stop the ball.
This will reset. Todd Williams, and that's going to be a blocking foul down on the baseline. Lester Poa.
I mean, you got to have better shot selection than that. Williams with a hand on it. Advanced pass to Reese. Defense.
Leash to inbound. And Todd Williams, the transfer from North Carolina, got off to a slow start. Like we've seen from quite a few transfers, she is now finding her footing. The foul was originally called on Angel Reese, and now they've changed it.
They're putting it on Haley Van Lith. So, you know what, back in the day, Beth, did you ever raise your hand when they called a foul on you? Remember back in the day you used to call a foul on me?
Well, especially if it was on the star, and I didn't want it to be on the star.
Well, I never played 6 players. She'd like to get to 8 in her rotation. Kennedy Todd Williams, I thought was going to be at North Carolina, the first to get a triple-double, but Alyssa Usby coming up next in our next game. She got the first triple-double in North Carolina's history. Check her out. You talk about a motor. That's a fun game to watch. That'll be a fun one.
Irish are still without Olivia Miles and Citron. They're still out with their injuries.
Good lockdown by Ole Miss. One pass away. Everyone doing their job.
Reese calls for the clear out and a 3-second foul. So Rosario looked confused from the start of that play.
And what is Angel doing trying to pass? Come on. Like, clear it out. Just get out of the way and score. That puts Angel at base in there. Coach Mulkey's getting her out.
Of course, they're already without Smia Smith with the knee injury. Kateri Poole was dismissed from the team, so that has not helped with the depth issues. Baseline drive. Comes up short. Rebounding along this is Richardson. Second chance, no.
Well, Richardson's been active, and she's going to pick up a foul right there. You know what, though? Coach O is going to live with that one because that's aggressive.
And LSU in the bonus, so they'll shoot some free throws. Coach Mulkey right out in front of us. Low stack, Debbie. I am not. I'm observant.
You know, I'd love to hand my headset to Coach Mulkey here in front of me and see if she might want to have a little maybe in the second half.
Second half, maybe.
She might. Just consider it.
Ole Miss, if they choose, can essentially hold for one shot after the free throws as Morrow knocks it down.
This is an effort to shrink the game, right? Limit the number of possessions. You got a team that scores 95 points a game against a team that scores less than 70. If you can shrink the game in every possession, you take advantage of that. So, yes, one shot here. LSU looks like they're showing, I thought they were showing zone, but they're in man. Bob Selke will mix it up.
Oh, yeah. And the LSU bench has been barking the last several possessions about a 3-second violation.
That is a critical error by Coach O's team.
Reese trying to get to that right side. They left her alone, and she picks up a dribble. Van Lith will have to chuck. And she knocks it down.
That is a big mistake by Ole Miss. Dictated. You can't let LSU with firepower do whatever they want. You have to take something away.
Wins this year already over Michigan and Arizona. Their losses, Louisville, Oklahoma, and Southern Miss. They opened up SEC play this week with a win at Alabama. And now the Rebels looking for a huge home upset. Certainly at a Tigers pace on the scoreboard. They'll be flirting with 90 again if they keep this up. Williams splits the defenders with the cross. Kicked back out. Johnson thinks she tried to pass that.
Good block.
Morrow spins away. Coach talked about attacking Van Lith and Williams when they get the opportunity, and they do so there.
Transition defense. No one stops the ball, right? And this is a great take off the bounce to get to the line. Every time you can make it muddy or slow or rhyming, that's Ole Miss's opportunity.
Davis completes the three-point play. She's the only Rebel that's been in the starting lineup for every game. 8 different lineups this year. Morrow. It's been 7 different lineups for LSU, Debbie, because they have missed both Van Lith and Angel Reese for a handful of games this year.
Well, they only played together 7 times, right? So, I mean, there's some chemistry still building there. Van Lith with the plantar fascia, out 4 games. Angel out 4 games with a mental health break.
For one in the country, they have rattled off 14 wins in a row since. And there you see some of the roster struggles through the first half of the season for LSU.
I don't think LSU has done a very good job here in the first half of feeding the post. Like, Angel works her third shot all season outside the paint. You're going to take something away, make her hit those shots.
Everything either inside or at the line.
Broke it all down on synergy.
Scott. Back out to Madison. Sees Van Lith defending, tries to take her, drops it off into traffic. Ole Miss has to heave. And a shot clock violation. Good defensive set there for LSU.
Just a really good kick. Flage lines it up and sticks it. And then this is the clear out for Angel Reese, like one-on-one. If you're not going to come with a longer closeout, and I wouldn't. I would make her hit that shot.
Johnson. Del Rosario has checked back into the ball game. Angel getting a breather. Johnson weaving her way into the lane and pulls up.
And see, when you keep the weak side occupied and busy, there's no help at the rim. It's just a great two-man game by Coach Mulkey's team.
Good tip. Williams got a hand on it and then gets fouled by Todd Williams. So they have turned up the pressure defensively.
That's where you need the ball fake. Flage rejects the screen, crosses over, gets to the midline. Beautiful take off the bounce.
Here, Mulkey yelling out the play. She's looking for him. Van Lith.
That's a tough two right there. That is a tough bucket.
And that's going to be a foul on the shot on Del Rosario. Ole Miss to the line. Collins may have gotten hurt on the play.
And here's what I'm loving about what Ole Miss is doing defensively right now, Beth. They got a change of pace on both ends of the floor. On defense, they're slowing it down and they're playing connected. On offense, they're trying to push when they have an opportunity because you can exploit LSU in the transition game on the defensive end. So you see that change of pace.
Collins.
The other thing, too, is Ole Miss is staying with LSU at the free throws.
Also on the glass, statistically, they are right there with them. Williams to the left and a foul.
So in the first quarter, Yolette McEwen went to double teaming ball screen offense. So now Coach Mulkey's running clear out ball screen offense, but they're rejecting the screen, which means they're not using the screen. They're electing not to use the screen and going straight line drive, and it's been effective.
So Williams to the line. How about that 42-point performance against Kent in November? Most by an LSU freshman since the mid-90s. They have 5 players averaging in double digits. She's one of them.
She shoots her free throws off center, not on the nail. And let me say this about Michaela Williams. We are just seeing a glimpse. This kid in an off-season weight room program and workout with her skill set. Are you kidding me?
As much as we are enjoying the present state of the game, the future is in good hands with this sensational freshman class around the country. Tough shot, around and out. Reese boards.
Be ready to shoot it when it gets thrown to you and they're sagging in the paint. Gotta have high hands on a shooter.
Oh, look at the punch. Still brave. That's how you create space. She didn't push off. Just a little bump.
It's one way to get open. Create some separation.
Rubbin's racing, son. Final minute of this first half.
You think she waited for her to get up?
Tipped out of there by Reese. Ooh, they're feeling it right now.
I mean, this is a really good offensive play. It's not a push-off. I think she looked at her and waited for her to get up. Oh, well, I guess I'll just shoot it because I'm wide open.
That's some strength from the youngster.
That's a good no call by the officials.
They got to hustle. Shot clock's winding down. They don't see it, and they don't get it off.
Remember you said the next 3 minutes was critical? Ole Miss has lost a little bit of their focus right here.
Yep.
Well, now they've got LSU has a 2-for-1 opportunity if they look to score quickly. But I'm guessing with the pressure that Ole Miss is bringing that they're not going to be able to do that. So they're going to have to take a really good shot here. And then Ole Miss has one chance. Now, remember they didn't execute well at the end of the first quarter.
Tiger 2 is the call. Reese. Back to Van Leeuwen.
He's hit a couple threes, so you got to come with high hands.
Johnson, 17-footer. The second quarter continues for LSU. They're pushing 50. Against one of the best defenses in the country.
You want to take this with time for a rebound.
Scott off the bounce and fouled on the drive. That's only the third team foul on LSU.
That's a good foul right there. Make them execute, bring the ball inbounds. Bob Starkey calling for that foul from the bench.
They got one more to give, too. Janae Kent checking into the game.
.3 has to come off the clock.
Scott on the drive. They made it tough. Good second quarter for LSU. The points on the
14 to the post, and they've got to do a better job of stopping the ball, or else Bob Starkey's not going to get any sleep tonight.
Well, this entire staff with Kim Mulkey has done a spectacular job. There's Bob, one of the greatest assistant coaches in the history of our game. Can we get him in the Hall of Fame?
We need to.
We know people, right?
Well, the only assistant coaches that are in the Hall of Fame are Mickey DeMoss and Chris Daly.
Yep, long-time Tennessee, long-time UConn.
Very deserving. Well, Bob Starkey has
the best.
And he was, as an interim, he took LSU to the final.
That's right.
He's been outstanding throughout his career and consistent.
Yep. Offensive foul on LSU. Bob was around a long time back in the glory days of Simone Augustus and Sylvia Fowles. Of course, it's a program that has 3 head coaches in the Hall of Fame with the late Sue Gunner, Van Chancellor, and Kim Mulkey. Oh, so close. So many times in the early 2000s and then finally breaking through for their first national championship last year. And Davis is fouled on the drive. It's going to be the third on Flaugier. Coach Mulkey looking at us right in front of us. Yeah. She was just told that that's 3 on Flaugier. There's a
Flaugier saying I didn't foul you, man.
There's a fan behind us, too, who is requesting, not so kindly, that Coach sit down, but Kim is
oh, no, she
unawares.
We don't want her to sit down.
Our unique vantage point, we are obviously severely underdressed. There we are right behind Coach Mulkey. Usually we're on the other side of the court, but it's a unique situation here at Ole Miss with our stellar stat person, Karen Johns, alongside us. Morrow bounds out. Chance for Ole Miss.
At Ole Miss now, their cadence offensively has changed a little bit. They've got to stay disciplined and solid here. Switch. You got the advantage inside with Van Lith. You got to be patient to find it.
Reese got a hand on it, then Van Lith down on the deck, and it's a held ball.
Discipline in your attack. One of the things that Coach Yo talked to us about at shoot around this morning. Ball fake, shot fake, backdoor cut. You can't get stagnant against LSU. Now they're switching on their man-to-man defense, which they were not doing in the first half.
It's going to be a walk. Kennedy Todd Williams, she was limited with foul trouble in that first half. It's the same starting unit back out there.
Well, now Haley Van Lith gets off the ball, though. And there's a turnover. That's a lazy, sloppy pass.
Oh, and then Todd Williams misses the gimme. And a held ball will go to LSU.
Angels looking at Coach Mulkey saying they need help. Well, they got 3 guards on the floor. Come on, take care of the ball. You got to run the floor so you can stretch the D. Now you got numbers.
They will look to attack. Williams swings it back out to Poa. The floater off balance.
Little mojo on the Ole Miss side.
And a turnover. Davis finds a shooter. Collins. And 3 free throws coming to make it a 1-point game. Midway through this third quarter, and it is tightening up. Point attempt, a third free throw coming. This would make the third quarter scoring 13-2 in favor of Ole Miss. And it is a 1-point game.
Well, their full court pressure has definitely bothered LSU. LSU's spacing against the full court pressure has not been good.
Williams, nice touch pass to Reese. Decides to shoot it himself. Hard off the back iron. Angel, second chance. And it's blocked.
I mean, you got to finish that at the front of the rim.
Ole Miss on the one, looking for the lead. And an offensive foul called on Collins, and it's taken by the freshman.
Finally, LSU makes a play in transition on defense. Williams establishes legal guarding position. Does she or doesn't she? Looks like she's still moving to me right there.
Another turnover against the pressure. 4-on-2, Ole Miss. Sandleton will drive. And this time they do.
This is a connected defensive unit right here. Their length has been a problem. It's affected vision, and it has forced turnovers.
Williams, Euros, Reese, weak side, and a foul.
Angel, 3 for 4 at the free throw line. They have made her play in a crowd all game, and I think she's getting fatigued. I thought she was tired in the first quarter, and I thought she got her wind in the second, and I think she looks a little fatigued here in the third.
We've talked about the depth. The starters have played almost all of the minutes here today. It is usually LSU that makes runs. Right now it's Ole Miss on a 16-3 tear. And a big breakthrough for her. She has not shot the ball well on the road this season.
Okay, come on. Please tell me we're going to look at this. We better not. There's nothing there. Thank you. I thought the official was coming over to look.
No, I think Van Lith had some blood.
All right.
They cleaned that up. Haley's back out there. Collins short, and she knew it. Hey, Flage get up for the rebound. Still with Van Lith off the ball. He's thought about it. She likes that paint better. And a lefty drive for two.
You got to force her into the help. She's not going to shoot that. She's only made 3 baskets outside the paint all season. And one was earlier today.
LSU. The rebound and run. Van Lith pulls it just inside the line and knocks it down. She is something else.
If you haven't seen her, you should. How about this set right here coming off the timeout? This is why you got to invert your guard to the block. It's a good set. It's something that Ole Miss had in the bag for the second half. You can't show all your stuff in the first half.
That foul was on Williams, her first. So the free throws here for Marquisha Davis, who now leads all scorers with 20 points and 6 rebounds. She's 5 of 6 from the stripe.
She's 8 for 10 from the floor. And all of her points have come really attacking the basket, getting to the free throw line.
Reese finds Morrow, and it's blocked.
And that way blocks 58% of her block shots into their transition game. It's a big number off of synergy.
Blocking foul on Van Lith.
Watch this. Ibakwe keeps it in play, allows them to transition the other way. The 6th block for Ole Miss coming off a game where they blocked 12 shots by 6 different players. That's how good their D is on that back row. And you know what? You're going to compete in the SEC. You got to have 3-level defense. Ball pressure, be able to rotate, and a shot blocking presence in the rim because there's a lot of size at the rim in this league.
Rita is 6th amongst active players right now with career blocks. As Madison Scott gets back to the free throw line. Ray was telling us today at Shooter on how much she loves a 6'2" point guard who can make trouble at the top of the press and see over defenders when she's got the ball.
I like her on the top of the press to
Yes. Forcing a timeout.
LSU has not managed the full court pressure by Ole Miss. This is the disruptive nature with which Ole Miss.
Tennessee predicted to finish near the top of the league. LSU, the preseason favorites. South Carolina and
another big bucket by Van Lith. This has got to be her best game. She did turn it over 4 times in the first half, but she has made some shots.
She's got 13. Ibakwe missed a gimme. And then they turn it over. And the bucket is good. And one.
Davis has the ball right here. And there it is. One. That's right, and one.
Enjoying a season high here this afternoon with 22 points. And looking for one more. LSU's got it. Final minute and a half of this third quarter. And left. Offensive foul. That's what in the trap.
To see to the middle of the floor. Madison Scott has been fantastic. This is definitely a great call by the official. Nowhere to go. The sideline and the midcourt line become defenders as well as the trap.
That's her 7th turnover and her 4th foul. So Van Lith is out here late in the third. Scott tries to lob. Good catch by Rita inside for the
Playing target inside for that 6'4" frame.
Ola now will run the point for LSU. Reese. And a foul on the body up by Richardson.
This is a tough catch right here, but you hold the contact. That's about making a play because that pass should have been more of a leading pass to the bucket where her target hand was.
Angel Reese, 15 points and 8 rebounds. She's 5 of 6 at the line.
2 shots.
7 double-doubles on the season, including one against Missouri in their first SEC game. She set an NCAA record with 34 double-doubles. Last year was the MVP of the Final Four. It's been a busy summer as not only a social media darling, but doing a lot of work back in her hometown of Baltimore with her foundation. Got a court, basketball court named after her back home.
I think giving is a skill. And I'm glad that Angel understands that.
Lou Johnson almost got the pick. Under 10, Williams gets the steal. Checks the clock. Steps through and drops it off for Morrow for the bucket. Last shot here for Ole Miss. Gotta get it up. Scott.
Oh, my goodness.
With 4/10 of a second on a three-pointer. And Kim Mulkey is incensed.
That's 3 personal penalties.
That's a big-time mental mistake.
That's her 3rd foul, too.
I mean, this is not a three-point shooter. Late clock. Gets it with the lower body.
Madison Scott was 1 for 5, Debbie, beyond the arc coming into the game. Scouting report.
But she's 6 for 6 at the free throw line today.
LSU, one of the problems here in the third is the fouls. They've committed 10 of them in the quarter. And Van Lith is already on the bench with 4 personals.
With 7 turnovers.
(67-62). Williams with 4/10. And that'll take care of 3 quarters. The 4th is here today, and it's an offensive foul called on Davis. She leads all scorers today with 22.
Defensive play. I think she's there. And let me say this, I've already talked about LSU's transition defense issues. We talked about them turning the ball over against full court pressure. They got to do a better job of feeding the post. There goes the ball in the middle. You got to feed the post better. You got too much post talent in there not to get them the ball when they're open.
Michaela Williams, 18 to lead LSU. Angel Reese, 17 points, 8 rebounds. And here's the freshman off the mark. Good board by Morrow to get him a second chance. .7 rebounds for Anissa. Scott, offensive foul. That's 2 in a row.
So obviously, coming over the timeout, Coach knows how to get aggressive and take it off the bounce. Trying to turn the corner. That's back-to-back defensive plays by LSU.
Taking a couple of charges here, making the most of her added minutes.
Now LSU's adjustment is to put Angel Reese in the middle and to take Morrow all the way down to the baseline, which stretches out that trapping defense. Plus, Angel with her size can see over the top.
That's 2 straight trips up against the press that they were not bothered. And on Morrow, that's going to be a held ball. And it will go to Ole Miss. Scott. No, Morrow.
So now you draw a couple of charges, LSU. Now Ole Miss puts the brakes on a little bit going in the paint. Off the bounce anyway.
Reese gets to the bucket, around and down. Muscled that one up.
She goes right to Michael McConnell and says, hey, my contact fell out. Gets it put back in. I mean, this is a strong post take right here by Reese with her offhand to the right hand. Finish. Angel Reese with 19 points to lead all LSU scorers now.
And they've stretched the lead back up to 9.
Make that Iverson cut over the top. You got to have a better angle to make that pass because it is a misdirection play, and if you can catch it cleanly, the defender is already trailing. You got to have the right angle to make that entry.
We did not there. Williams was able to jump it.
Conversation going on down there.
Yes, there is. With the Ole Miss bench and Angel Reese, and now Angel pumping up the LSU fans. Corner jumper, offensive rebound, Richardson.
Possessions. You have to be able to put points on the board.
Getting the pass away before the... A shrug of the shoulders from Mulkey. That's how we drew it up. Collins. What? Johnson got up there with her.
This is really critical, like I said. Ole Miss got to be disciplined here. Reverse sides of the ball, get it to the middle, drop it down 2 points. And then Flage with a block on the other end.
Davis spins, finds some room. Offensive rebound and a foul. Oh, they got on Williams. Looked like she had a ball from the backside.
That's her fourth.
That's her fourth. So now Williams and Van Lith with 4. Mulkey says it was all ball.
She's going to have good vision from this angle.
More free throws coming. Where Ole Miss is 19 of 23. And that LSU bench will be tested a bit here in the 4th. All right, so a juncture now here for both sides with 2 LSU starters out. 7.5 minutes to go. And the chatter continues between the two sides on the court. Too easy for Flage, right to the rim.
Well, now I'm taking that press off and I'm trying something else now. I would rather get back, set my quarter court D, maybe change up my ball screen coverage. LSU's cracked the code on the press now.
Big adjustment.
Throw it in there.
Back out to Scott.
Impressive offensive display.